Good morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle, and we're having coffee this morning. It's a cool morning here. Going to be a beautiful day if I choose it to be. What are you choosing? Well, let's see how going into this weekend we can gain some insights. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Susan. And walk more closely to the path we wanted when we came and be an influence on other people. Good morning, Cindy. So we'll draw a couple cards from this Healing Room Oracle. All right. And I've got the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. Good morning, Melanie. And we'll pull that card. I hope your week's been going well. I hope this finds you all well. It's nice for me to be well and back in some sense of normalcy. So let's see. Good morning, Carol. Thank you so much. Love and light to you as well. Oh, and we'll do one. Good morning, Chrissy. Light your day card. All right. Let's start with this Healing Room Oracle. Look to the past for guidance in this situation. You know, mistakes are inevitable. And as infallible humans, we're going to make them. And it's not repeating those mistakes over and over that makes it wonderful. Good morning, Peggy. Peggy's been gone for a long time to the Dominican Republic, and apparently she's back. Oh yeah, she was going to be back on the 20th. So look to the past for guidance. The point of looking to the past is remembering when this type of thing happened before, how we cannot repeat the same mistakes over and over. So be very mindful to take the things you have learned, the learning that has come, the lessons in life, and incorporate them into daily life. Look back on what difficult situations brought you, because in my opinion, everything happens for a reason. It's always for my highest and best good. I spent the better part of 2 weeks not physically well. Thank you, Gabrielle. And I know that there was a lot spiritually in that for me. Sometimes it's what it takes to get us to slow down enough to really start going within ourselves and being quiet enough to get some of the information that the universe has been trying to give us. So look to the past in situations that you're at now. If you're struggling with something, look at the lessons you gained from past experiences that were difficult, and know that when you came to the other side of those difficulties, you had information you needed. And hindsight, of course, is always 20/20, but it is incorporating that hindsight in the daily life you live now that helps you move forward, because you don't have to relearn the same thing over and over. So look at what you've done in the past, how it affected you, what you gained from it, and employ that in whatever struggle you're engaging in right now. Oh, goodness. Oh, I will show this, but it's a bit hard to read. Be clear in your communication. So don't fall into some of the pitfalls that can happen when we're vague in what we have to say. If you have to say something to someone you think is going to be uncomfortable for them, ask Creator to give you the words to put it into a form that is not so cutting, not so sharp, but will say what you need to say. And because the reality is there is something you need to say to someone. You've got to get a message across, and you want it to get across, but you're concerned that it could be misunderstood or it could be painful for them. If you ask Creator to help guide you with that communication, you will be able to give them what they need and what you need to say to them in a way that they can hear it and get the message. If you hem-haw around and don't really say what you're trying to say, that whole situation is going to continue forward, and you're going to have to live in this kind of chaos, maybe would be a good way to put it, instead of being able to say what you need to say, get the communication across that you needed, and move on so that you're done with this part. So be clear in your communication. Ask for some guidance if you're not real clear in what needs to be said. And I pulled a card from the archangels. And I'm going to have to put my glasses on. The Archangel High Priestess, powerful psychic insights, reflection and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. And again, this reflection, the reflection is the past. This is what in the past did I get from that? What did I learn from that? How can I move on without repeating the same things over and over? And get quiet. Give Creator time to visit with you, to communicate with you. And again, sometimes that's when we develop the physical dysfunction, and that's when we get sick, because we need to be able to slow down and in order to hear. So I recommend that you employ daily at least 5 minutes, just quiet. If you can meditate, great. Start trying to do that. Even if you don't feel like you've done that well, it's okay. It's the getting quiet where the information can then come to you. And like I've said before, you may not know what you've received during that specific time, but the information you need to move forward will come, and it's going to come much more quickly if you give it the opportunity to be heard, even by your spirit, maybe not by your ears. So start growing that intuitive aspect of you by getting quiet and listening to what Creator has for you. All right, the wisdom of the Oracle, milk and honey. This is a beautiful, beautiful card. I want to show you that. It is quite pretty. Milk and honey, all things good. Things are coming to you that you've been asking for. You're preparing the ground for more smoothness or not, depending on how you're focusing. And milk and honey is there for you, the goodness, everything that you've wanted, the peace. And really that's what we're all looking for in life, is peace and joy and harmony. We think all these things are going to bring it, and there are certainly times when these things make it a little bit easier to be in that place of peace, but it has to come within us anyway. It doesn't matter how many things we get, or whether we have that specific partner we think we need, or that perfect job, or the perfect living situation. If you don't get the peace within you by getting quiet and allowing Creator to visit with you and start working within your spirit aspect, all the things that come are never going to be fulfilling. And again, I've said before, that's why people who are very successful and all of that will end up burning out on drugs and alcohol and living a lifestyle that is not conducive to physical well-being, because they're still searching for what they thought all this stuff was going to give them. Why not start asking about how you can work towards greater peace, which is walking more fully in the path that you were meant to come in and live. And I posted a little meme yesterday or the day before that talked about, how do you know you're living on your path? Serving one person, being an influence in one person's life, being positive, being there, being someone for something else is your path. And that may be all it is, but the willingness to be of that service is what's going to put you there. And the more that you live in that space, the more peace, the more harmony, the more joy that can be your truth. So, glasses back on, because it's the Light Your Day card. The light you're receiving today is clear, deep blue. This is the light of release and connection. With this light influencing you today, you'll become aware of the things that need to be released inside which no longer serve you. This requires you to connect fully to your higher power in order to release those emotions, feelings, or beliefs that stand in your way now. Connect often and trust that your path is divinely directed to be shown whatever is standing between you and true peace and contentment. Connect and let go. And so as you spend some time in quiet, ask how you can let go of some of the things that you cycle with, that plague you over and over again. My favorite prayer is always, give me guidance here. because that's really what I want. I definitely, there are times when I want release from whatever is plaguing me, but the truth is I allowed that in to show me something, to teach me something, to give me something, and I need to be able to see that in order to move on. Now, we have oftentimes too, we're struggling with things that really don't even belong to us. As empaths and light workers, we will absorb others' information, as well as we don't always just have our own energy that we're struggling with. We have ancestral energy. Some of you can believe in past lifetimes. That energy travels. But if you don't believe in that, the ancestral energy that comes through the DNA is also something we can deal with. So there are cycles in our ancestry that sometimes we have to break. We have to figure out the answers to and how to break that cycle. And so working with an energy healer is often a way to work through that and break and release some of the energy that we've carried through from our ancestors. So connect, release what isn't working, gain from it what you can, ask for guidance so that you can look back on times when you also struggled and see how you worked through it, what you gained, and how you grew from that. Hindsight is 20/20, and it is incredibly valuable for moving forward in a different cycle. So a great message to move into the weekend with. For those of you in the Treasure Valley, I will be at Potter's Tea House tomorrow from 11 to 2 doing live readings. It's a great deal. Purchase a cup of tea and you'll have a 15-minute reading for just $15. So having a personal private reading is a very powerful thing for you and a very powerful thing for me. That's why I love doing them. And Potter's is a beautiful, wonderful business that I would love to help stay in the Treasure Valley. So I do hope some of you will come out and join me. It is so much fun. And I love seeing people's faces when they get the information they needed so they can move forward more fully. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, and remember, if you'd like a private reading, I also do those by phone. You can private message me here and we'll get together. Have a wonderful weekend. Love and light to you all. See you on Monday.